to sold-out Hilton Coliseum. This game is being broadcast in high definition on ESPN HD, presented by DLP Picture Technology. Morning basketball in the Big 12 Conference. The Kansas Jayhawks 12-6 on the year come calling against the Cyclones of Iowa State. And let's take a look at the standings in the Big 12. Texas on top at 5-0. And look, following Colorado, 5 straight teams with 3 wins, including Kansas and Iowa State. Hi, everybody. Ron Franklin along with Fran Frischella, and welcome to Hilton Coliseum. And we'll find out if the Magic is back in Hilton. They've already lost 4 games here this year, which is totally unusual. They got to reverse that track. Well, you're right, Ron. There's an old coaching adage: win them all at home, steal a few on the road in conference, and you end up at the top of the league. Not this year in this league, where home teams are barely winning 50% of their games. Let's talk about their backcourt. The last time we were here, we labeled this backcourt of Stinson and Blaylock as the best in the Big 12. I don't think either one of us have changed our mind about that. Do you? Absolutely not. These 2 youngsters from the East Coast have found their way to the heartland. They're roommates, and I guess you could say brothers in arms, and they are armed with a lot of skills. Will Blaylock, one of the underrated point guards in the country, has the ability to get to the rim, looks for people in the open court. Really a dynamic player. And then Curtis Stinson, best word to describe him is crafty. Young guy who knows a little bit about street smarts on the basketball court. Well, let's talk about Chalmers and Robinson, a freshman and a sophomore for the Jayhawks. They are becoming a dynamic duo, so to speak. You are right, Ron. We have seen this young pair grow up before our eyes over the last month, but they will be challenged today in the backcourt. So the starting lineups for, first of all, the visitors from Lawrence, Kansas. Chalmers, Robinson, Rush, Wright, and Kahn. And for Iowa State, Blaylock, Stinson, Clark, Taggart, and Ubalik. Noisy house this morning. You wondered if the students would get up and out after a Friday night, and they have answered that question. Steve Olson, the referee, puts the ball up, and it's going to go to KU on offense first. Larry Rowe and Terry Christman are the umpires, and very quickly, right off the bat, an easy 2 points scored by Wright. Iowa State never to get set up, not able to get set up in the zone, and Wright took advantage. Taggart with the bounce pass inside, and one of the young men we were just talking about. Nicely done by Curtis Stinson. He went right at Russell Robinson in the post. Right, back out on the wing. Rush. Right, tips the ball. But this is Blaylock. Little too hard. Nice follow. Good hustle by Clark. Unlucky on the shot. Rashawn Clark. 100% improvement as far as points and also in just overall game this year. One of the better athletes in this league. Iowa State now in that 2-3 zone. Right, nice dish to Kahn, and he's fouled by Clark. Bill Self, 3rd season as the head coach at KU, 59-22. Clark picks up the foul, his first, team's first. Bill Self had to like the way Kansas attacked that zone from the high post to the low post. One of the things about the Jayhawks, they have now gotten down to a rotation of 8, maybe you could say 9, as the second one is missed. I think they're playing harder. Kids think they play hard. We talk about that all the time. But they don't realize you got to step it up even a little bit more. When you get that tight rotation, you're going to know your role and know you're going to get on the court. Ubalik to the outside. And Wright loses it. It'll be turnover KU. 9 Jayhawks averaging 15 to 30 minutes at 5+ points a ball game. Kansas will play man-to-man. The pick and roll is going to be a key part of Iowa State's offense today. Stolen by Chalmers.
This young guy has not only grown on the offensive end, but very quick hands, and has become an outstanding defender.
Went up and visited with the Kansas coaches during breakfast this morning, and they were talking about how far he has come defensively. And Bill Self had a very big smile on his face when he addressed that issue.
Taggart, a pure high post player, a roommate in high school of Brandon Rush, so they're on the same court together for the first time.
Chalmers tried to dish it off. Turns it over. Blaylock out on the wing. Stinson with the alley-oop, and they miss it. Clark will go to the line.
And Ron, we know how well Blaylock and Stinson played together, but Rashawn Clark started 15 Big 12 games a year ago, and watch the connection that they almost make, except for the foul by Kahn.
Kahn was a step behind, grabbed him by the arm, trying to negate the slam. First foul on him, second team foul. Wayne Morgan, the head coach, third season here at Iowa State, 52 wins. I think he's done a really nice job. He and his staff.
Well, you are right, and he's brought the zone to the Big 12. We talked with him about that yesterday. So many teams in this league utilizing that zone more and more.
Well, when you got injuries, when you got foul trouble, all kind of ways that actually make it a very smart way to go.
Yep.
Two-pointer. Blaylock tipped the ball back over to his teammate, and he gets it right back.
Kansas has played a little too quick against that zone early.
Stinson for three. Kahn winds up with it, and here's Chalmers.
Let's see how good the ball movement is. Kansas with not a great shooting team out there at the moment.
Robinson dishes to Kahn, jams it home.
One of the ways you attack the zone is to get the ball to the lane and not be reliant on the long-range jumper. That's two opportunities now successfully done by Kansas.
Bouncer on the floor, and it's going to be touched last by the Jayhawks.
Well, anytime you can get to the heart of the zone defense, watch the dribble penetration by Robinson. It's an excellent way to attack, and Kahn certainly with the size advantage on Clark.
Cyclones starting out 2 of 6. Kansas 3 of 5. Long three-pointer not there.
Clark, who started off the year shooting it well.
Right with his second turnover. And his head coach comes down and meets him very quickly. It is going to stay with Kansas, but it was a lazy pass.
Well, he only played 6 minutes in the game against Texas A&M after being brilliant on Saturday against Nebraska. So his leash is short right now.
Great way of putting it.
Ron, Kansas at times this year has been very good against the zone, but they've also struggled as well. And they will see the best 2-3 zone in the league today.
It was Kahn, I think they called for the 3-second violation. Chalmers, second steal of the early going. And that ball turned over.
Iowa State gets back very quickly in transition, so Kansas is going to have to be patient. They don't have to look for the home run play every time down.
Look at Joe Dooley on the bench there, next to his head coach, making a note. You don't really have to make a note for turnovers to Bill Self, though, because this ball club's one of the things they've been plagued with this year. Stinson lost it to Bonick on the foul. Russell with the outlet pass to Rush, and good quick hands by Blaylock. So let's take a timeout. 7-5 Jayhawks. 15:43 left first half.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Chevrolet, An American Revolution, and Warner Brothers' new motion picture Firewall, in theaters February 10th. So
we're back at Ames, Iowa. 7-5 Kansas on top. And during the break, An acknowledgement as the farewell tour continues. Max Falkenstein, 60 years as the color broadcaster for the Kansas Jayhawks. Bob Davis right there to his left, who of course is the play-by-play guy. And in August, he said this is going to be the last time around. In fact, the last game that he will do at home will be the Colorado game on March the 1st. Bob and Max rode over here to the arena with me this afternoon. And you love to hear stories he can tell about the days when they used to play at the old Armory here, but they had to dress in another building, and then both teams went out and got on a bus and froze to death, as he said.
We've grown fond of hearing those stories. 60 years, he's seen a lot of Jayhawk basketball.
Yeah, he really has. He's got his own all-star teams. Robinson with the pass inside to Kahn, and the bouncer along the baseline right was fouled. Well, today ESPN gives you a look at some of college football's brightest stars in the 2006 Senior Bowl. Vanderbilt quarterback Jay Cutler, Georgia quarterback DJ Shockley, Alabama's Brody Croyle, and linebacker D'Amico Ryans and Freddie Roach. Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year, Michael Robinson. It's the 2006 Senior Bowl on ESPN today at 4 Eastern, also available on ESPN HD.
Big question is going to be Michael Robinson. Will he be a quarterback at the next level, or he's played wide receiver and running back at Penn State as well?
He may be one of those guys that is drafted as an athlete.
Matt Jones.
You know, he certainly proved the point, though, as we have a substitute coming to the ball game. That's Gray, number 25, a junior out of Davenport, Iowa. He proved to Joe Paterno, though, that not only his resiliency, but how he could take charge of that ball club. Jumper, short range, kissed off the glass, no good.
If I were Bill Self, I'd let those role players shoot every time.
Right. Got that one to go with some assertiveness.
If there is an advantage for Kansas today in both man and zone, it's inside. Got to take advantage of that.
11-5, largest lead of the afternoon. Touched last by Robinson. Let's go back and take a look at that last one.
Well, you like the fact that they get up the court before the zone can get set. And Julian Wright with the basket, the pass from Robinson.
This is Blaylock. He's going to take a long three. Stinson with the rebound, back out to Rashawn Clark. And Robinson with a hand in his face got a piece of the basketball.
That will be the chess match today, the way these young guards grow up defensively for Kansas.
Right with the pass. Kahn was not ready for it. Let's see. Nope. Larry Rose said no intentional. Wayne Morgan quickly to midcourt saying, I think it was.
It looked like a smart play by Robinson. From here, it looked like he played the ball. Larry Rose, selling it now. It's a good foul. There was a little bit of extracurricular at the end, but it looked like he played the ball.
See, he grabbed the arm with the ball
yep.
first. So, and probably that's the reason they did not call the intentional foul.
Very, very close. But I'll tell you, I'd give the benefit of doubt to Robinson, who, for the most part, Ron, looked like he played the ball. Good foul because Clark was going to set this place ablaze with a slam.
Yeah, he was. C.J. Giles comes into the lineup, and Wright goes to the bench. Also, Kahn goes to the bench. And number 32, Darnell Jackson, checks into the lineup. The sophomore out of Oklahoma City, played at Midwest City High School.
Full court man pressure now. Remember, Kansas without a pure point guard out there.
4-point game, 11-7 Jayhawks as we go under 14 minutes to play opening half. Shot clock now under 10. Chalmers.
I question whether Kansas will hit enough jump shots today versus that zone.
Back to Blaylock. Three-pointer. They're ice cold from behind the arc. 0 of 5. Rush along the baseline. And actually, Darnell Jackson
That's
just
right.
pulled a screen for him, got backed up a little bit, took the Iowa State player out of the play.
Mark Mangino would have liked that. Well, we talked about attacking the basket versus the zone. You don't usually get the opportunity this easily, but watch Giles now as he seals off the middle of the zone and creates that baseline drive. Really well done right here. See Giles screen, and there's the drive by Rush.
Coming into the lineup, number 3, John Neal. He's the three-point shooter. And Rashawn Clark heads over to the bench. Well, the shooting has got to improve a little bit for Iowa State. Have not seen them quite this chilly. Robinson for 3.
Well, Robinson continues to grow, coming off a career high 24 against Texas A&M.
So we'll step aside for 30 seconds. 16-7. So we're back 16-7. Let's take another look at that Robinson three-pointer.
Well, Robinson not really known as an outside shooter, but you see the skip pass and then the rhythm jump shot, which will open up that inside attack that you need to attack the zone consistently.
Well, Robinson has just gotten better and better. Defensive end, he already had that weapon as he almost comes up with a steal. His offense has greatly improved, and his ability to run the ball club. Well, tipped over by Giles. Robinson, Rush on the flush.
Well, this trio of Robinson, Rush, and Hawkins averaging 45 points in Big 12 play, off to a great start so far.
ISU has now missed their last 9 field goal attempts. That's over 5.5 minutes. 13-2 run by the Jayhawks. Taggart got it. That ends the drought at 12:08.
And we call that a pick and pop. Taggart screen popped out.
Rush strong to the hoop. Stinson, that's a three-pointer if it goes. Not there.
Stinson and Blaylock not untracked as of yet.
Hawkins from the corner misses the 3. Taggart rebounds. Gray left alone, so he'll try the 3, and there's the first one.
Justin Gray, the junior college transfer from Tyler, had a career high at Missouri 10. Mike Taggart, a pick guy from the post area.
Well, that got them off their seats. And some noise here at Hilton Coliseum. Rush lost it. It was touched last by Iowa State. 18-12 Jayhawks. Stay tuned. Coming up, what pride of the program is all about. Kansas on top by a half dozen. Now time for ESPN News pride of the program. In the spotlight, Loyola Marymount. An original and touching tribute. Following the shocking on-court death of teammate Hank Gathers, Loyola guard Bo Kimball shot free throws left-handed in tribute. He did it 4 times, each time in an NCAA tournament game. He made all 4. More of ESPN News pride of the program features available on mobile ESPN.
Well, we talked about how close Stinson and Blaylock are, like brothers. Kimball and Gathers, high school teammates, later a great run at Loyola Marymount.
Speaking of the gentleman that you just mentioned, Blaylock and Stinson, 1 of 7, 2 points between the two.
Part of that, Ron, is with no inside scoring attack. Kansas is able to pressure out on Stinson and Blaylock. That has been a problem this year. Boy, they really missed Jared Holman, who had a great run, gave them a presence. Don't have it a year later.
Ubala comes up with the turnover.
90% of the Iowa State offense will be the pick and roll by the bigs.
Moving screen called on Ubalik. That's the second foul on him.
Now remember, Ron, Ross Marsden, the youngster from Ames, Iowa, who has given him a good lift inside, is not playing today because of a broken left hand that suffered in practice, so they're thin inside. And actually, they're really thin because Taggart and Jessen are not physical players.
There's Ross right there. Local youngster. Showing some real good promise early on. Hawkins for three. Shot too hard. Jackson couldn't get it to go. He'll get this follow and score it back.
Well, that's where Kansas can do damage today, particularly in the zone on the offensive glass, and need to take advantage of that.
Blaylock for three. There it is. First points for him. Crowd thought that Vincent had walked. Steven, senior, out of Lawrence. They'll reset it. Plenty of time in the shot clock. Oh, boy. C.J. Giles can't find the handle, and very quickly off the bench, Kahn and Wright are going to check in. Jackson will go to the bench. C.J. Giles will go to the bench.
Even this shot, Ron, nicely contested by Jackson. Blaylock knocks it down, but Kansas has done a good job of getting a hand up on Stinson and Blaylock.
Bill Self gets down on one knee and is still sending some coaching along to C.J. Giles. Gray for three.
If I were Bill Self, I'd let Gray and Taggart shoot those shots all night long.
Five-point lead as we're about to go into 9 minutes to play opening half. Hawkins, they trap on him.
No outside shooting right now for Kansas.
7 seconds on the shot clock, and he nails it. Chalmers.
They proved me wrong. Chalmers shooting under 30% from three.
5 points for him now. Well, tonight at ESPN and ESPN2, top 10 teams in action all over the place. First on ESPN2, 6 o'clock Eastern, Villanova takes on Notre Dame. Then at 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN, Virginia and Duke. And later on ESPN Saturday primetime, presented by Cisco Systems, the Oklahoma Sooners play host to the Texas Longhorns. College basketball on ESPN and ESPN2, also available on HD. Ron Franklin, Fran Fraschilla coming to you from Ames, Iowa, as Sasha Kahn jams that ball home.
Nice set play. What they did was they stretched the zone with 4 perimeter players, and that isolated Kahn one-on-one inside.
Last Saturday, we saw the same Kansas team win by 42 points over Nebraska. Then a very tough, hard-fought game, a win on the road at Texas A&M, and all of a sudden they're up by 10 in this ball game.
Well, they trailed A&M by 2, as you know, Ron, and went on that 16-0 run to start the second half. It's a young team that continues to grow. I really like this lineup out there.
Robinson's going to have to go to the bench. Friend, that's his second foul. Hawkins works against Stinson. Two feisty guys. Jumper off the mark. And Clark inside, blocked by Kahn. Hawkins with the outlet pass to Chalmers. And he's just going to pull up from 8 and swish it off the glass.
Kansas is the leading field goal defensive team in the country. Kahn with 7. But you can see they put pressure on the ball and Kahn inside.
Chalmers almost with his third steal. Stinson looks up at the shot clock. It is now under 10. Chalmers again with quick hands on the floor. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and they convert it. To Sheed Carr, youngster out of Philadelphia. First 2 points for him.
Well, very good offensive rebounder for a Carr.
Chalmers off of the wing to Kahn, and Stinson couldn't stop and just ran into him. Second foul on Stinson. We'll take a timeout. 10-point lead, Jayhawks. All righty, 10-point ball game here. Kansas leads at 27-17. Curtis Stinson, preseason All-American, and his brother in town. That's Damon Ford right there. Had an opportunity to visit with him yesterday. You're a New Yorker. You guys talked about the cage and some of the areas where people
the Rucker League.
Oh, I'm telling you. Rucker Park now, that's
a little basketball. No autopsy, no foul. That's the rules down there. 155th Street.
Tell you what, I found out 2 years ago when Iowa State played in the NIT in New York how important it was playing in front of the home folks if the ball is stolen.
Wow. Clark. Kansas has had trouble with the trap on the side of that zone. A staple of Iowa State. Now they've switched to a 3-2. It's a matchup zone. You can tell because Clark is at the top.
Inside to right, back on the wing to Rush. Three-pointer.
No surprise. Rush comes in shooting 50% from three as he nails the 7th point of the game.
That quieted the crowd and also the Iowa State bench. Under 6 minutes first half. Kahn with the block, but Kahn with the foul.
Well, Iowa State loves to trap the side of the zone. Ball's poked away by Clark. And then the teamwork, outstanding.
So Rasheed Carr will go to the line. Fouled by Kahn, the second foul on Sasha.
Ron, what I like about Kansas is already in the Big 12, they've gone on the road to Colorado and A&M, coming away with wins. So for a young team, it continues to mature. We've seen them grow up before our eyes.
For Iowa State, Fred, what did they do? They were not a good free throw shooting team the first half of the season. And now, in the last 9 or 10 ball games, they have really improved.
That's one of the mysteries of coaching. You either have good shooters or you don't.
Teammates were kind of looking around to see where Wright was throwing that basketball. Three-pointer not there, missed on the follow, and Jackson was fouled, I believe, by Clark. Or are they going to call it on Carr? Well, today ESPN gives you a look at some college football's brightest stars in the 2006 Senior Bowl game. Jay Cutler out of Vanderbilt. Quarterback DJ Shockley of Georgia. Brody Coyle from Alabama. D'Amico Ryans and Freddie Roach. And Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year, Michael Robinson. That's at 4 Eastern. It's also available on ESPN HD. Probably as fair a look in an all-star game that a college football player can get, because they literally work out for the scouts and do different drills that the scouts ask the coaching staffs to do.
Well, the guy people are impressed with, Jake Cutler, the quarterback from Vandy.
Yeah.
Moving up the charts.
You know, he was the preseason selection by the coaches in that league as the #1 quarterback. A lot of people scratched their head and said, whoa. Carr with a three-pointer, too hard. Rush comes down with the basketball. Rush is playing less and less like a freshman.
Well, you're right. I think what I really like about Rush, he lets the game come to him. He's got to work on his ball handling a little more, but certainly really valuable.
Oh, that pass by Wright went up the opposing player's knee.
We've seen that on occasion from Kansas. Sloppy passing.
This is Blaylock. Bounces on the wing. Carr with the alley-oop. Not there. Davis gets it back, though. And Blaylock winds up with the 2 points.
Kansas has to be careful because they have been sloppy with the ball this year.
Wright fouled by Carr. Let's take a look at that last fast break.
Well, quick hands again, and then Blaylock, they look for the alley-oop. With this team, it's really not a bad play, but fortuitous bounce, and Davis to Blaylock for the 2.
Moody prepares to check into the lineup. Wright will go to the line. Also, Curtis Stinson is going to come back in for Iowa State.
We talked about Curtis Stinson having a high basketball IQ. He's going to have to put that to use right now with 2 fouls.
Fran, 2 years ago, I started the state but didn't get to complete it. When Curtis at the NIT, his left hand was literally in a ball. It was so wrapped up because of some deep bruising that he had. And I mean, he played and shot really well up there. And I thought, boy, it tells me how important it is to come back home and play in front of the home folks.
Well, you never doubt his toughness.
No, I don't think there's any question about that. 12-point lead, just under 5 minutes to play. 8 points for Wright.
Where
there comes Christian Moody in, excuse me.
And where Iowa State really is in trouble, they're very one-dimensional, Ron. This is what happens when you have a guard-oriented attack.
Hawkins will pick up the foul. First one on Hawk. Jeff, a senior out of Kansas City by way of Sumner Academy.
And there's a good example of why they're one-dimensional when they have to post up Blaylock and Stinson.
Stinson with a bounce pass, very nicely done. Boy, and the shot was blown by Davis, and they're going to come away empty.
That's the Achilles heel. No inside scoring for the Cyclones.
Chalmers, Newt, Darnell Jackson got the ball, but he knocked it right back to Rashawn Clark. And Stinson at the other end. Stinson with the hustle, tries to save it, and it goes back to Darnell Jackson.
He had to pull up because he had 2 fouls.
Hawkins, the ball blocked by Gray. Stinson deals off to Clark, and let's do it again. It was from the first time.
Well, and a good example right there. Since Stinson had to play playmaker, he's got to be cautious, but he's got that very street-savvy game.
10-point ball game with this crowd trying to help out with a little Hilton magic. As we said off the top of the telecast, 4 losses already at home, which is totally uncharacteristic. Rush with the runner. Nope. But Chalmers gets it back.
Even there, you sense Stinson couldn't go for that steal because he doesn't want to pick up that 3rd one.
Yeah, you're right. Inside to Jackson. Darnell too hard off the back iron. Stinson got the runner to go at the other end.
Well, the patented floater, the teardrop.
Take another look at Rashawn Clark's dunk, his 2nd.
Well, all because Stinson sees him coming. Knows he's going to be a highlight reel, makes the play, and then watch Stinson again. The great look. Clark almost with a head on the rim. Watch Stinson, Ron, sidestep Moody on the drive. Is what we talk about being a smart player. He shoots it and gets out of the way, so there's no contact. He's gotten Iowa State back in this ball game.
Well, Stinson and Blaylock, as far as the season is concerned, we're seeing minutes, points, assists. I mean, they're 1, 2, or 3 in virtually every one of those categories. And folks, I'll tell you something. Yesterday, after their workout, the 2 guys who were still here in this gymnasium shooting and working full speed on shot selection and also at the free throw line were those 2 guys.
Probably 45 minutes after practice.
I'm telling you, because you mentioned as a former coach, you were really impressed with the fact that it was that important to them that they needed to work a little bit more.
And it wasn't just shooting. They were really working. They got a sweat up.
Benson with a slow pass, and the outlet goes to Clark. How about slam number 3? Fouled by Moody.
Well, we talked about the sloppiness Kansas has been this year with the passing. Another example right there.
34-26, just under 3 to play. Okay, Dave, Tom, thanks so much. Look forward to hearing from you. Yeah, Marquette 24-18 with just under 8 minutes to play. One of the games they'll be talking about at halftime. Our situation, little mini run here by the Cyclones, and they needed it. They were down by as many as 14 points. Now they've cut it to 8, and Clark is about to step to the free throw line.
You notice Tom Brennan can joke about turnovers because it's not his team.
Oh, my. But, boy, he's right. I mean, Bill Self, I've looked over there a couple of times in this first half, and he just, Wright has thrown a pass in every direction. One almost went out of bounds at the other end of the basket, and another pass went off an opponent's knee. It's been eventful.
Yes, and it's because Iowa State is telepathic at when they bring those traps. You see the full court pressure now. They trap randomly on those wings.
Stolen by Stinson. Not there. Davis with the follow. Anthony, a senior out of Compton, California.
Well, again, they've sped up Kansas. We've seen that this year. Remember, they don't have a pure point guard out there.
They've shaved 10 points off this lead. It's down to 4. And a 5-second call on Christian Moody.
Ron, there's a randomness to the traps, and it's going to be automatic when you pick up your dribble. And Iowa State did a great job right there of trapping without fouling, something we've talked about all first half.
Well, Iowa State has never led in this ball game. This is a 10-2 run. And let me correct one thing. Not 14, but 12 was the largest lead at 32-20. That was with 5:50 left in the first half. 4-point game.
Stinson's got to be careful with 2 now. I wouldn't be surprised to see him out of the game in the next minute.
Davis out of control. Then missed the layup. Wow.
That's 3 missed layups by Davis.
And then he picks up a frustration foul.
Davis, a tweener, not really a power player, but has to play inside today because of the injury to Marsden.
Some of the coaches were, particularly Damon Archibald, kidding the head coach Wayne Morgan yesterday about him hitting on Yuri Ubalik. And he said, Coach, you scream at him so much. He said, that's the reason I hug him after practice every day and whisper in his ear, don't take it personally.
Well, if there's one thing, you are right. One thing Wayne Morgan has brought to the program, we see it every time we come, is the players genuinely enjoy playing for him.
Chalmers makes it a 5-point margin, and now make it 6. Stinson way outside.
Well, he's lulled the Kansas defense to sleep. That's the first 3 off the pick and roll today.
That's a Rucker Park shot right there.
With no nets and metal backboards.
Under a minute and a half left until halftime. Boy, it was all KU, and a travel is called against the Jayhawks. And Bill Self wants a timeout.
Ron, the reason the travel happened, in my opinion, is because Iowa State has been trapping that wing pass the last 5 minutes. Julian Wright unnecessarily sped up and shuffled his feet.
That is a dozen turnovers against the Jayhawks.
Well, Curtis Stinson has been attacking the basket off the pick and roll. Jackson slow to get out. So Stinson taking what the defense gives him. And this is a guy that's come in the last 3 games, scoring 27 a game, and a lot of it from deep.
So I mentioned the turnovers. Kansas has got equal number. Field goals 12, turnovers 12, and Iowa State only 3 turnovers in the ball game. And what the Iowa State coaching staff said yesterday would be most important in this game is they could not allow KU to just whip them badly on the board.
And the reason they haven't the last 5 minutes is because Iowa State hasn't let them get the ball inside because they've trapped so much on the perimeter, and Kansas hasn't had an organized plan to deal with the trap.
Well, KU has missed their last 6 field goals and no field goals made in the last 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
I'm not sure I wouldn't get Stinson out here the next possession.
Got the runner, not there. Knocked out of bounds by Stinson.
See, John Neal's going to come out now. If you're Wayne Morgan, you've cut the double-digit deficit back to 3. And do you want a chance now? And he just told Stinson no fouls.
Stinson tries for the steal, didn't get it.
Meekly, I might add.
That's a travel by Chalmers. 13 turnovers.
Even when you don't trap, you disrupt the offense because Mario Chalmers looking around for someone to run at him.
40 seconds in the game clock. Shot clock is at 21. Stinson.
He got away with a little push inside, but he established really good position.
1-point ball game. Can the Cyclones lead it at halftime? They trapped the ball, almost stolen by Stinson. The alley-oop, and Russ will score the easy 2. They still got 15 seconds, though.
And we'll get the last shot of the half if they're smart.
38-35, Kansas. Out on the wing, Blaylock for 3. So they are standing and cheering here in Ames, Iowa, and for good reason. They were down by 12 points, and right now at halftime, it is a 3-point ball game. So now let's send it to Dave Repson back in the studio with the UPS halftime report. 38-35, our score. Dave?
Thank you very much, Ron. So a good, tight game there at Hilton Coliseum, as we expected, a game with major NCAA tourney implications for both these teams when you think about it. And they're part of that morass in the Big 12 of teams just jumbled in the middle there. What do you think so far the first half, Coach?
I think it exemplifies, David, exactly what you said, and that's the fact that it's a morass. The first half, Kansas looks brilliant. The first half of the first half. The second half of the first half, Iowa State comes back and looks brilliant. So anybody's game, but the idea is that Kansas just spit it up too many times and allowed Iowa State to hang around, and then they got hot.
Each of the last 4 meetings in this series been decided by 7 or fewer points, and this one certainly following very much in that vein.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by NikeBasketball.com.
So we are back, 38-35. Kansas leading over Iowa State. KU led by 12 points at a time, but they turned the ball over 13 times in the first half. And Iowa State picked up 13 points off those turnovers. And one other note, they were leading by 10. When Robinson got his second foul, he had to go to the bench. And to me, that's kind of when the wheels came off.
Well, he's been rock solid, no question about it. And when he went out of the game, Ron, he allowed Iowa State's guards to turn into piranhas in a fish tank because they were outstanding. They got back into this game because of the trapping and the steals, and that led to a lot of open court opportunities, and not many people better than Rashawn Clark in the open court. Of course, Curtis Stinson, Mr. Blue Collar, comes away with a steal, and then the foul by Ubalin.
Well, here are the stats for that first 20 minutes of play. Kansas shooting nicely at 50%. 34% for Iowa State. Rebounding, they're winning that battle. Before the turnovers, that's a battle that they don't want to win.
Well, that's like a quarterback who's 8 of 10 completions, but has thrown 3 picks. That's allowed Iowa State to hang around.
Well, let's see if the Cyclones can continue the magic that they created in that last 4.5 minutes of the first half. Waiting for Stinson, got the screen, good rub, and he knocked it home.
Great set play. They posted Stinson, who's done a lot of work inside tonight.
He's got 11 points, now in double figures. Robinson, tough shot. Here comes Clark. Back over to Blaylock. One pass too many, and they turn it over. Chalmers out on the wing. Robinson got it.
Blaylock a little too crafty that time. Got caught in the air, and that led to easy basket for Kansas the other way.
Stinson. Ubalik off the mark.
Well, they posted Stinson, but Kahn stayed in to help. That's why Ubalik got the open look.
Robinson back over to right. High arcing shot not there. Stinson rebounds. Crowd wanted a foul on Wright. I'm not so sure that one should not have been called as he grabbed him across the midsection as he came through the lane.
Well, Stinson was definitely out of control, Ron. His body was falling forward, and you may be right there. You see the little push in the back.
Kahn also. I didn't see Kahn come in and accidentally getting.
Oh, boy. Just a terrible pass.
Clark.
Yeah. Well, Clark, Ron, has become the third musketeer for the Cyclones.
He's got 11 points. And Kahn at the other end, and Ubalik fouled.
That's just a breakdown. Ubalik's got to guard the paint. When you full court pressure, have to have a safety man back. Take a look at this right here. Nobody back underneath. That's his third foul, but that's just a mental mistake. If you're going to press, you always have to have the one man that can protect the 10. Now the problem here, Ron, with Marsden out, Ubalik with 3, Iowa State becomes very small.
Kahn misses it, and Iowa State comes up with it. Curtis Stinson. Blaylock with a bounce pass, and it went off of Rush's foot.
The danger of being so reliant on your guards is that the scoring will disappear sometimes if you don't get anything in the paint or from the free throw line.
Stinson looks up at the time clock. It is under 10. Jump stop. Nuke. Kahn taps the ball. And here comes Robinson with the outlet pass stolen by Blaylock.
And that could be a big third foul by Russell Robinson.
You almost got to go with him right now, though, the way the flow of the ball game has gone when he was in and then when he was out.
Well, he tried to thread the needle on the pass, and then when it was deflected, he tried to recover, and that's when he reached in. And Bill Self right now, as you said, Ron, will stay with him. Kansas goes to the 3-2 zone. You don't see it very much from them, but it was effective on Wednesday night against Texas A&M almost the entire second half.
Blaylock not there. Gray in the follow. Kahn over the back.
Well, when you go to the zone, especially when you don't play it very much, you're not going to rebound as well out of it as you will man-to-man.
That's 3 fouls on Kahn now. Very quickly, Darnell Jackson will check into the lineup for the Jayhawks.
Well, we talked about Kansas going to the zone. When they used it on Wednesday night, it was to slow down Joseph Jones inside. Tonight, they're using it to change the tempo against this guard-oriented team.
So Gray gets them both. Back to a 1-point ball game. Kansas 42-41. Chalmers for 3.
Well, very smooth and off the penetration into the paint by Rush, setting that 3 up.
Chalmers now with 12 points.
He's so much better, Ron, when he doesn't have to handle the ball much.
Blaylock waiting for Wright to jump past him and then rattled it home.
That's called high IQ play right there.
So Clark, very short rest for him. Went over and in fact sat down right next to his head coach. They added just for about a minute. Now he's back in the lineup.
It's going to be interesting. Christian Moody back in.
Boy, that's on Rashawn Clark. His second foul.
Interesting. Two young guys from New York City.
Robinson on the wing.
Kansas, when they take care of the basketball, has done a nice job attacking this pressure. When they've been sloppy, it's cost them.
Taggart with the short turnaround jumper.
Well, Taggart, the young man from Virginia, he's got 6. High school teammate of Brandon Rush, very good in the high post area with a nice shooting touch.
You see his quote in the paper this morning?
Not playing against his old roommate.
Yeah, but he said he can't play defense either. And he did include the either. Chalmers, alley-oop, and Rush missed it. Right there, got a chance to follow it, and now he'll go to the line for a couple. Blaylock with his first foul. 47-45 Jayhawks. So we are back, 47-45. The Big 12 Conference is about as jumbled as that guy's mind right there. Kansas and Iowa State, both with 3 victories each. Texas on top, Colorado with 4. And big game for them tonight at home against Kansas State.
Absolutely. Kansas State off to a nice start. Jim Woolridge has done a nice job. They've changed their offense a little bit.
News and notes in the conference. Texas with a 9-game winning streak, longest in the NCAA. Kansas, 36% field goal defense, leads the NCAA. Joe McCray, Nebraska, suspended. You said indefinitely, right?
That's right. Yep. Missed practice on Thursday.
And of course, Texas had OU tonight. It's always been a tough place for the Longhorns to play. Rush gets the first one to go down. Rush now in double figures. That's 10. And the second one as well. Touched last by KU, so Iowa State will hold on to it. 30 seconds on the shot clock.
Kansas has gone back to man-to-man. Just a little change up with that zone briefly.
Oh boy. Yeah, Blaylock was driving toward the hoop and Taggart threw it way too hard and Rush at the other end. Now Coach Morgan is the one who is standing up with his hands on his hips. I believe that's only 5 turnovers against the Cyclones, and they turn it over again. Back-to-back possession. Chalmers with an opportunity for a 3-point play.
Well, this is the thing about Kansas. When they're good, they're very good. They went through that slump at the end of the first half, but now they turn 2 consecutive turnovers. Watch the sloppy pass, and that leads to the open court basket. Good look ahead by Robinson, very unselfish.
And boy, you could see Rush sprinting out of there to help his teammates so they could split the defender.
He also has the trust in Robinson that Robinson will make that correct play, which is why, Ron, he's been so valuable to Kansas.
Neal comes in, Clark goes out. That's his 3rd foul. Team fouls, 4 against the Cyclones, 2 against the Jayhawks in the second half. As we have just completed the first 5 minutes of the second half. Stinson. Gray too hard.
This is a team, Iowa State, with very little margin for error, not getting any scoring from the inside. Perfect example right there.
Christian Moody.
Got himself in trouble. He's got to know, Ron, when you drive baseline against that zone, there's going to be two defenders trapping right there.
Well, that's un-Moody-esque. He normally is very protective of the basketball. That ball knocked away, touched last by KU.
Well, I just love Mario Chalmers' hands. He's like a Venus flytrap, you know. Just, and he's got as quick a hands as Stinson and Blaylock.
Chalmers has got 3 steals in the ball game and a couple of others that he has knocked away that are close to steals. Way outside Blaylock. Very unlucky on the shot. That ball looked as though it was halfway down and bounced back out.
Well, that's the dilemma when you don't have any inside scoring. You're going to live and die with those perimeter shots. Talk about maturity. The sophomore, you know, Ron, he's got 9. He hardly played at the end of last season. Some people thought he would leave Kansas. He has grown up and been a key factor.
10-2 run for the Jayhawks. Blaylock back into Stinson. Stinson's going to go to the free throw line.
Well, Russell Robinson has been the glue. Much like Kenton Paulino of Texas, Russell Robinson has become the guy that really keeps everything going for Kansas.
The guards, the thing is consistency. 9 points Robinson, 13 and 14 for Rush and Chalmers.
Well, we were talking last night, Ron. There was some talk Russell Robinson was unhappy a year ago. You know, he only averaged 1.5 points in the Big 12. I talked to Mo Hicks' high school coach in the fall, and I said, what did you tell him? He said, you need to go back and work harder. And so rather than take the young man's side, from a coaching perspective, he said, hey, get better, make the coach play you. And that's what Bill Self is doing with some success.
That's exactly what he's done. On the run, 3-pointer Robinson. Wow. He shows he not only can spot up, he can create. And that is a huge 3-pointer right there, because all of a sudden it equals the largest lead of the afternoon. 12 points, KU on top. All righty, 58-46, Kansas on top, and some interesting numbers during the break there on Robinson and what he's done.
That's right. Kansas 45-28 today when Robinson is on the court. And that's a large reason why they lead by 12.
Stinson. Tip wouldn't go. Darnell Jackson.
Well, we see the one-dimensional offense of Iowa State, which at times can really be troublesome with no inside scoring.
Skip pass. Chalmers. Off to Jackson, and he muscles it up.
Nice execution. The skip for the dribble penetration and the dump down low. Well done.
Largest lead of the morning and afternoon, I guess we have to say. Steal, KU.
And Chalmers again, Ron.
Only 3 first-half turnovers against the Cyclones, and here in the second half, 4 for a total of 7. Jackson.
You talk about a guy that's really stepped up. He's got 8. Coming off a couple career highs, 13 against Nebraska. Gives him that muscle inside as well.
Davis. O'Neal had to come back and get that one. Knocks down the 3-pointer. Almost wasn't there, but the ball was
That's
bad.
right. And I think he wouldn't have got the open look if it wasn't a broken play. Kansas aware of Neal, but that time freed because of the almost turnover.
Inside to Jackson. Nope. Not there. The ball tipped out by Gray. 3-pointer.
You got to watch watch that guy. 30 of 33 shots this year from beyond the arc.
So off the bench, 6 quick points for him. And eventually a 10-point ball game. Rush back outside to Robinson.
Kansas needs to slow down here.
Chalmers for 3. Nope. Blaylock saved it. 2-on-1. Dishes to Stenson. Nice teamwork.
He held the ball until the perfect moment to dish it when the defender committed. In a 2-on-1 break, Ron, you always keep the ball in your hands until the defender commits. And perfectly done by Will Blaylock. Not a lot of extraneous action. Draw the defender and dish it.
Stenson 14, 7 points for Blaylock. 5 assists for Blaylock, 1 for Stenson. Well, this is an 8-0 run. The largest lead, 16 points. Now, all of a sudden, it's down to 8. Well, tonight on ESPN and ESPN2, we have top 10 teams in action all over the place. First, ESPN2, 6 o'clock Eastern. Villanova takes on Notre Dame. Then at 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN, it's Virginia and Duke. And then later on ESPN Saturday primetime, presented by Cisco Systems, the Oklahoma Sooners play host to the Texas Longhorns. College basketball on ESPN and ESPN2, also available on HD.
Thing we've enjoyed about Hilton Coliseum, the crowd knows how to bring a team back.
They really do, don't they? C.J. Giles got the pass at point-blank range. Well, first 2 for him.
And they have had success when they've run their offense through the high post tonight.
So let's take a timeout. 9:44 remaining. Jayhawks 64, Cyclones 54. So we're back, 10-point lead for KU. Take a look at this graphic right here of what has happened to Iowa State this year. 4 home losses already this season. They've won 6 of their last 8 Big 12 road games. Previously had lost 28. So they're becoming a better road team than they are a team at home. And folks are pulling out all the stops. As you notice, they're wearing yellow today. The head coach said, let's try anything.
Well, you're right. And you know, it's not so, it's obviously it's not the fans. It simply is, in my opinion, they don't have a more than one-dimensional attack, so they struggle against teams like Kansas and scoring inside. Very tough, a lot of pressure on the guards.
Tough inside. Carr fouled, I believe, by Russell Robinson.
When you really think about it, Ron, Iowa State's post-up game today has been Stinson and Blaylock.
Change it 3-0 rather than number 3. Julian Wright, his first foul. 4th team foul. Ubalik back in the lineup for Iowa State. Eight-point game.
Let's see how they handle this pressure with Robinson getting a breather on the bench.
Right, they triple him. Gets it back. Chalmers. Rush.
Tell you what, C.J. Giles got away with a great screen inside that didn't allow the Iowa State defender to rotate on the dribble penetration.
Blocked by Wright. 16 points now for Rush on the afternoon. And they turn it right back over.
Too sloppy.
Neal finally misses from beyond the arc. Robinson, it's going to be a short rest for him.
You don't need to play this fast with a lead like this.
Ubalik couldn't hold on to that one.
Well, this is all set up. Keep your eye on C.J. Giles. Is going to come in the corner of your screen on the drive. You see him hold off the defender, and that gives Rush time to catch that pass or knock it down.
Almost looked like a football block.
They ran
pretty good form.
They ran the bubble screen.
Yeah.
I like saying that. I don't know what it means.
Sounds good. Carr dishes it off to Davis. Ball blocked by Rush or Wright, one of the two. He loses it, and then Rush comes back and takes it away again. And inside, Giles fouled by Neal. Well, getting physical. Speaking of that, how about some football action today? Some of the brightest stars of 2006. It's the Senior Bowl in Mobile, 4 o'clock Eastern. It is available at ESPN HD. You'll see Cutler from Vanderbilt, Brody Croyle from Alabama, Michael Robinson from Penn State, just to name a few. 4 o'clock Eastern time.
And Ron, that missed basket by Anthony Davis, you can't blame the young guy. He's about 6'4". But that's the 4th time today he's missed an opportunity in Scott's side, and it speaks to the fact that they can't get anything easy in there. And that puts a lot of pressure on Stinson and Blaylock.
Sean Taggart comes back into the ball game, number 00. In fact, he rebounds. Ubalik. Bouncer to Ubalik, and look at Wright. He's in. That should be a held ball, but it's going to be a foul on him. Second foul on him. 15 foul. Take a break. 68-56 KU. Okay, our situation, 68-56. Rebounding. Iowa State doing a much better job, but they also have got to take better care of the basketball and get a presence inside.
Well, and this has been a reason why Kansas has started to make drastic improvement. Mario Chalmers not handling the ball as much. Russell Robinson, it's interesting, Robinson and Paulino, by taking the pressure off of Gibson and Chalmers, Ron, they're actually scoring more points too, because defenses have to really converge on Gibson and Chalmers. It's interesting how the point guard gets more scoring opportunities that way.
Ubalik unlucky on that second one.
Little half-court trap now.
Robinson. Chalmers for 3.
That was an excellent possession. They took 24 seconds off the clock. They weren't going to get it inside. They settled for the open, clean look. Chalmers knocks it down.
17 points for him.
Another assist for Russell Robinson.
He's one of the most changed guys in the Big 12 Conference.
Yes,
now.
he is.
He has really turned things around. He's excellent basketball.
See if Kansas uses the clock again. The reason that's not a good decision by Moody is because C.J. Giles does not post up strong, and he never sealed his man away from the basket. And Ron, that's a turnover Moody will get, but Giles did not do a good job of shaping up and sealing.
Well, the foul on Giles, his first. Sixteen fouls against the Jayhawks in the second half. Well, the ball was kicked.
So that clock does not reset. It stays at 24, the new rule this year.
Chalmers just took it away from him. That's 4 steals officially for him. And he allowed Clark to catch up with him, and Clark picks up foul number 4.
Chalmers has a knack. We've talked about it all day. Watch the quick hands here. That's amazing. And that's off of Curtis Stinson. Just has a knack of getting the ball poked free.
Actually, that is now 6 steals credited to Mario Chalmers. Terry Chrisman, one of the officials, talking with Stinson. Stinson thought he got fouled on that last play as Clark skies for the rebound. Taggart too short of the jumper.
Iowa State gets no scoring out of the rest of those players besides the 3 Musketeers.
About to go under 6 minutes left in our ball game. Carr with his 3rd foul. 17 foul against Iowa State.
Well, you see, if they take care of the basketball, they're really going to be lethal. They've been shooting it lights out, more confident from the perimeter. This guy made, I think, 12 or 13 free throws the other night at A&M.
So Chalmers goes out and Hawkins will check in. It was last Saturday in the first half against Nebraska. KU shot 72%, finished the game with 62%.
And they're doing it really without a lot of inside scoring.
14 points for Robinson. Ubalik had the open look, not there. Stinson on the follow. Ubalik gets the tip.
Very fortunate. They keep throwing it back to Ubalik and Taggart on the pick and roll. Haven't got much out of it since early in the game.
Right with a no-look pass. And Taggart with the foul. Available on ESPN HD. DLP. Beautiful pictures.
Darnell Jackson was shooting 80% going into that A&M game, and then came up shooting a few blanks.
Second one on the way, and he gets that one. Point lead again.
Get a feeling, Ron, this next minute and a half is going to be crucial to Iowa State and this crowd to get back into it.
It was almost an identical situation in the first half. You're exactly right. As Wright comes up with a big block and Stinson, and they made up so much of the ground to get back into the ball game.
Just need to run some clock right now. That's just not a good play. You saw that coming from out here.
Chalmers quickly off the bench. Rush gets the foul. You know, reminiscent of one of the things that happened in Columbia, Missouri. When a ball game was almost like the only way KU could lose it, they did. And one of the things that they did was possessions that were not smart.
That's right.
They don't need points. You need time off the clock.
That's right. Time, and then you get a good shot. Rush, as good as he is, really has to improve his ball handling.
Taggart has the ball blocked. Wright has been very, very tough inside, along with Darnell Jackson, as far as getting those big mitts up and knocking the ball away. 4.5 minutes to play.
took 25 seconds off the clock as well. You cannot try to score, but you want to milk the clock and then get opportunities like that. And what he did was he rejected the screen and roll. The defender jumped to the outside, and that allowed him to get to the baseline with no rotation over from the Iowa State big man Taggart. Russell Robinson has been probably the key to this resurgence of Kansas's in the Big 12. He has been the glue because of his decision-making and a much better offensive package. You see him in traffic. Coming off a career-high 24 at A&M.
Playing with a lot of confidence. And the other thing that you notice, when the minute he gets the ball, that head is always up. And he's really scoping out what is there. He's got a teammate open. Turned into an excellent field general.
Well, he comes from a high school that has produced great guards going back to Dean Memminger, Felipe Lopez, the two youngsters from Iona that came in here early in the year and knocked these teams off. Stevie Burke Jr. Well schooled by Mo Hicks out of New York City.
Three-pointer by Rashawn Clark. Back to an 11-point ball game.
Not a good ball handler.
Chalmers passed up the shot. He's still got 20 seconds on the clock, so no need to hurry. Darnell Jackson puts the ball up. Stinson at the other end. Chalmers gets the foul. So let's take a timeout. 3:26 left in our ball game. 76-65. Jayhawks by 11. Okay, the lady is exactly right, helping us with our promo here. Louisville at Rutgers immediately following this ball game. 3 minutes and 26 seconds we show on the clock.
Well, this is one more opportunity for Iowa State to get a run going. They make this free throw, they'll set up their pressure and rely on some sloppiness by Kansas that we've seen at times this year, although we've seen some maturation as well.
Robinson against Blaylock. Rush puts up the shot. There's still 21 seconds on the clock, and they score.
Well, there's a fine line as a coach between taking away someone's aggressiveness, but also trying to educate them as to what a smart play is with the clock.
18 points for him. They turn it over. Right.
Julian Wright directing traffic out there. He told Russell Robinson, hey, get out of my way.
He's in double figures with 10. Stinson, 3-point.
Well, here comes the pressure. Robinson had it in his hand safely last time.
Well, Taggart is looking at Clark, and Clark is looking at Taggart. Taggart his second. And you talk about close losses. How about these? 0-5 at games decided by 5 points or less. Right now they lead by 10.
Well, this is one of the youngest teams in the country, so as the season goes on, they find themselves in these situations more and more, and hopefully learn from those early transgressions.
Wright nails the first.
Ron, I don't know how you feel, but if they can get a guy like Sasha Khan or Giles going, this guard play has been generally outstanding.
Got them both. Little self up and hollering instructions.
Now that ball should be taken out from back where it was under the baseline because it was never put in play.
Steve Olson over talking with the timekeeper. Number 23 Louisville at the rack against Rutgers coming up next.
Taekwon Dean goes home, the Neptune native, just a stone's throw from the rack.
And that is exit 9 on the New Jersey Turnpike.
Paid many a toll there, Ron.
Blaylock with the 3.
Steal.
And a steal by Clark.
Watch out.
Stinson off the mark. And a foul on Taggart.
Well, that's the danger. See, you make the 3, you get the steal, but you don't have anybody inside to throw it through. You have to rely on those jumpers.
Taggart with his 3rd. If you just joined us, individually scoring today for KU, Rush 18, Chalmers 17, 16 Robinson, and 12 points for Wright. Also 9 for Jackson. 17 points for Clark, 19 for Stenson, and 10 points for Blaylock for Iowa State.
Generally, the Kansas guards have done a nice job of containing Stinson and Blaylock today.
Well, they're double checking to make sure it was a 3, I think, aren't they?
Yep. That's clearly a 2. That would be an easy decision.
Yeah, it's a 2.
Yep. The hand went up to signal 3, and then you can go to the monitor and check it.
You know, and to think Blaylock and Stenson started off shooting 1 of 7 for a total of 2 points in the first half. 9 points for Blaylock and 19 for Stenson, so now they're at 28.
Well, remember, Ron, Kansas, the leading field goal defensive team in the country, and a lot of it is because of the guard pressure. And they really have bottled up Stinson and Blaylock for the most part today. Julian Wright just a shade over 50%, so if he stays on the court this final 2 minutes, there will be a laser beam-like movement towards him when he has the ball by Iowa State. Foul him.
Seckelman got that one. About to go under 2 minutes. Ubalik. Oh, he got there, got the shot, and then just missed it.
Well, they have got the ball inside today an awful lot, but they've come up empty because of the length of the Kansas front line. This is a different Iowa State team this year without Jared Holman, who provided them that paint scoring that they could use to complement the backcourt.
We both spoke to Stinson before the ball game this afternoon. You brought up Jared, and he said, I think about him every day. Bill Self is up and circling one finger, saying, give me some rotation and let's run some clock here. Picked up the dribble, got himself in trouble. Right. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Right in the corner, 4 seconds, down to 3. Robinson, nope. Blaylock for 3.
Okay, here they come. Let's look for Julian Wright and see if he handles the ball at all.
Almost stolen by Ubalik, fouled by Ubalik.
Well, Ron, when you don't have any size, obviously rebounding is a big factor. That's been a concern. You can only get so many steals to turn a team over. You're not going to turn everybody in this league over, so you're going to have to do a better job on the boards, and they don't have that kind of size inside. That affects them on both ends of the court.
So Darnell Jackson with the first one. Now for KU, 5 players in double figures. Jackson, it makes 11 for him. 13 for Wright. 16 Robinson, Chalmers 17, and Rush with 18. Stinson way off the mark on that three-pointer. Tipped ahead by Rush, went through Stinson's hands, and he got it back. Clark for 3.
Kansas giving Iowa State chances to get back in. No reason to force that pass up the floor. When you have that lead, all you want to do is use the clock as your friend. A steal by Stinson, and then when you try to attack, you leave the court open for Iowa State on the other end. It's a matter of time and score, Ron. These things happen. They happen with experience. There's no other way to do it.
Ron Franklin, Fran. See you. Score 85-78. Coming up next, Louisville, number 23 in the country, against Rutgers. That's immediately following our ball game. 53.8 seconds showing on the clock right now.
Well, now what you have is Iowa State will press again. They'll attempt to try to get a steal, turn you over, but then they'll foul right away. Julian Wright, a little bit over 50%.
On the reset, you can see KU with 8 fouls, 10 fouls, Iowa State. 2 timeouts for the Jayhawks, 1 for Iowa State. Possession era is with the Cyclones. Chalmers fouled by Neal.
A good strategy there. Everybody else on the floor shoots over 70, so they took Julian Wright away from the ball, and Chalmers got it into his hands.
2 shots.
Yes, you saw in the reset, double bonus for the Jayhawks.
Don't forget, Ron, this is almost identical now to the Missouri game, where they led by 7 or 8 with 50 seconds to go.
There's one man over there that doesn't want to hear you say that.
Oh, I know that. I just got my coaching hat on right now. Jayhawk fans know not to tune out just yet.
Chalmers with the second one. Got it. 9-point ball game. Stinson lost the ball.
Well, I think Hawkins might have got him.
Well, tonight on ESPN and ESPN2, we have top 10 teams in action all over the place. First of all on ESPN2, 6 Eastern, Villanova and Notre Dame. 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN, Virginia and Duke. And then later on ESPN Saturday primetime, presented by Cisco Systems, Oklahoma and Texas. That game is in Norman. College basketball on ESPN and ESPN2, also available on HD.
When you talk about Iowa State's guards, certainly they're in the mix among the top 5, but Villanova probably with the best backcourt in the country. Ray and Randy Foye.
Stinson got it. Here comes the pressure again. 45.3 seconds. Stinson called for the hold.
Well, that was off the ball. By rule, you can call this intentional if you deem that he did it on purpose. Let's take a look right here. Right here, Stinson. Let's take a look and see what he does. And he's just getting tangled up there. Not sure that it really matters. Chalmers shoots over 70 as everybody else on the floor does. That will happen when there's a bad foul shooter sometimes. That foul off the ball.
So Clark back in the ball game. And number 25, Gray, takes a seat. .45 seconds left in this one. Chalmers got the second one as well. 21 points for him now. Stinson way outside, air ball, and Rush will be fouled. That's Ubalik.
Well, and this is the part of that maturation of a young team as Ubalik fouls out.
No, actually Clark. I'm
Clark
sorry.
did it? Okay.
I gave you a wrong point there.
But you know, we talked about that Missouri game. One of the things you have to do in these situations when you're on the road and you've played well, go up, knock down your free throws, take time off the clock when you do have the ball. You've got to know how to play with a lead
Well, I'm not sure that the crowd realizes that Clark is fouled out. He's going to leave with 20 points. 6 rebounds for Rashawn as well. Young man out of Queens, New York. The one note I have down here that I jotted down the first time we did Iowa State this year was maturing rapidly. And that certainly is the case.
I would agree. And you mentioned about how much he's improved, because when we saw him a year ago, Ron, he was a very good athlete, was great in transition, but he's improved his range on his jump shot, his understanding of the game, and
just a whole floor game has greatly improved.
Well, if you played with Stinson and Blaylock and you knew if you could run the court, you'd get on Sports Center, you know, you would too.
35 ticks left on the clock. We'll be heading up to Rutgers as soon as this one is over.
Well, you and I will see this Jayhawk team Monday night against Texas Tech, and get the feeling the fans, Jayhawk fans who have been patient, are starting to see the fruits of their excitement start to blossom a little bit.
So now 20 points and 10 of those 10 rebounds, so a double-double for him. Way outside, not there. Bonnick on the follow. Scores with the left hand. 22.8 seconds.
Another foul away from the ball.
Bonnick gets 5 fouls on him.
Well, again, if you want to clean this up, all you got to do is call one of those fouls away from the ball, an intentional foul. Tell you what, those Kansas guards went to A&M on Wednesday night, scored 62 points, and not far behind that pace today. Rush, Chalmers, and Robinson.
They're 57 right now. Boy, if that consistency comes through, we'll go back to the point that you made just a little bit earlier about you add some inside play to go with that. You can see they are underway at Rutgers. We'll be going there as soon as this one is done. That's a bank that one.
Well, that's a New York City shot when you shoot on those metal dead backboards.
8-point ball game. And that foul is going to be on 25 Gray.
It's interesting, Ron, that we talked about that, because Bill Self told us last week that when they went to Maui early in the year, the offense really revolved around the inside game. The guards were not playing well. But I think the biggest thing has been Russell Robinson handling the ball and allowing Chalmers and Rush to just do what they do best, and that is score the basketball.
Well, this is 10 straight free throws that KU has made. Now make it 11.
And on the road, and we talk about that maturing young team, you got to know how to milk the clock and make your free throws when you have the lead.
Robinson gets the second one as well, so count him down with 18 points. Stinson again, downtown Ames. Oop. Got the long carom. Three-pointer not there, rebounded by Chalmers, and that's going to do it. 2 seconds down to 1, and Kansas will get the road win, 95-85. Up next at ESPN, Big East basketball, Louisville taking on Rutgers. I'm Ron Franklin for Fran Frischel and our entire crew. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So long, everybody.